zachitika kuti zachitika nthawi zanji kodi nanga amene wapanga ndani musakhale nawo gulu lovutika ndi mphekesera ayi tapangani subscribe ku Malawi Daily Headlines lero kuti zochitika mdziko mano momwe zisamakuphonyeni.
Amidst us, ndiyankhule chichewa nkhani ya Jomo akummenya nzimayi mambama ndi nkhani ya ikubwesa pambambanda what we call uchiphamaso umene tili nawo Malawi umene uli mdziko mwathu wazaza, but that's not the only thing. Ikubwesa pambambanda rule of law. That's what happens when rule of law has been thrown into the bin, has been thrown to the dogs. Pamene dziko likulamulidwa ndi zigawenga. That's what happens. And dziko la Malawi lakhala likulamulidwa ndi zigawenga for years and years. What you're seeing now is just kukhazikika kwa uchigawenga. Kukhazikika kwa uchigawenga. So ineyo nakambapo za tikamakamba za formal power and substantive power. In political science, they talk about formal power and informal power. Ineyo, I've come up with a theory, substantive power. And a professor at the University of Malawi, he tried to engage me publicly. Kena konta muyanga, he just disappeared. And that's when you see with my professor too, they don't really want to engage. Amafuna upanga engage down hamena amaona kuti zeru zawo nzochepa, koma konoda kuma nani munthu nena kuti nayenso you can engage, they disappear. They don't want to engage. A real academic is never scared of making a mistake. An academic should be excited to make a mistake so that they can learn from the mistake. An academic should never be scared of saying the wrong things, because when you say a wrong thing as an academic, you go back, and say, oh, nanena zakuti zimezi jasina zona zeni olo nanena zakuti kuma knowledge yanga inali apa pano knowledge yanga yafika pakuti. So the difference between formal power and informal power, ndikuona formal register anga akuonera pano ndi register akupoleka ndakuti akuonera anthu ambirimbiri amene ndatchula ifasa amaopa amene koma anthu ambirimbiri akulu akuonera ndithu zimene ndikamba basi. There is a difference between formal power and substantive power. Substantive power in the political science, the theorists have talked about informal power, but I've come up with a theory of substantive power. When you look at Malawi, and this is many makamba zona kuti kumalawi kumachitika discourse yomwe imachitika mobisa ine naibweresa poyera yokhuza the northerners, people from the north, regionalism. Imapanga agi kunena kuti anthu akumpoto amene popular timanena kuti atumbuka koma si atumbuka anthu akumpoto kumene kuja kuli angoni, kuli atonga, kuli ankhata, kuli chanchani, kuli magulu ambirimbiri anthu kumano chifukwa choti onse amayankhula chitumbuka olo ambiri chitumbuka. It's a common language in the north, so we say kunena kuti tumbukas, atumbuka, nthawi zambiri in Malawi's discourse there is an argument that has been said for ages. Anthu akumwera ndi apakati vajewa atumbuka amanena kuti vajewa amakunena ni kuti vajewa vajewa zopusa vajewa zinthu zimene tizikamba mbali zonse anthu amakonda, they love to talk one-sided, and that's the issues I've had with anthu ngati ina Vikuwe. Their rhetoric ina Vikuwe they are one-sided. They chimene akufuna iwo chimene ayang'ana maso awo pamene amafuna kupanga agi. They don't want to look at everything. She's my friend, of course, and we are seasonal friends. Seasonal and friends from social media, by the way. So that's a different kind of friendship. You see, the argument kunena kuti dziko la Malawi anthu safuna kuti ntumbuka azalamulire munthu waku northerners should rule. I find that argument very fraud and unsubstantiated. Chifukwa chonena zonena kuti ine ndimanena kuti substantive power Malawi for years yakhala m'manja mwa northerners. Kwa zaka zambiri real power in Malawi. I mean, akakulamula dziko lija in new sense. Ndi atumbuka. They are northerners. If dziko la Malawi laonongeka, the main culprits don't say responsible. Kuma any amene aupitiriza kuononga dziko limene jalo ndi anthu aku northern region. And until we take responsibility, people from the north, until we take responsibility, nothing is going to work in that country. If anthu aku north we continue to put blame, Sinakaipo president, you have been holding power. You look at Malawi, for the last 25 years or 30 years, or since my departed democracy, executive, I mean, amabanga dominate. Mutoka kuti mu executive muje. Mwina amabanga dominate in the northern region. I mean, the southern region. Let's just say for argument, because Bagiri Munuzi, Chanchana, Ajina Bingu, also agenda south. Now, Tita the cabinet, my ministers, I'm a cambi in the Ujen. Come on, no. The ministers are short term. Remember? My minister I'm a short term. 1. 2. My ministers are they operate with the PS. Ministry, the PS guy. The controlling officer. Controlling officer ministry ni nani? My PS. So when you look at the last 5 years, how you say my democracy, who have dominated my PS, my controlling officer? It's been people from the north. It was on and higher bingo. Bingo anaza kuyo. Yena namba kupanya chitaganya cha anthu northern region kupangira chichose. Anthu northern region simungakane kuti ndino anthu opangira. For years makhamu kupangira anthu north. You know, these are realities that people don't want to talk about because I'm you know, you people don't want to talk about the real things. And to northern region makhamu kupangira that country for ages. So Nagambaza cabinet, executive branch of government. The real power was with the people from the north. Though my cabinet ministers amakala ambira ku south, pangono pa central, taya jagula mamene pa central, panapanga dominate my ministers kuma ma PS. You have not broken it. Pangono mamene hamba break ajitaganya cha anthu aku central region, aku northern region dominating the real power in the executive branch of government. What's next? Tikapita ku parliament. And I mean, manage parliament jayo. My supporting staff, the secretariat of parliament, they were people from the north. The majority of them were northerners. And what am I Tumbuka? So I've studied the country. I've looked at that country deep down. When you say, Kamangila Suma Kona, because I'm studying the country, I'm trying to understand the problem I'm dealing with. When in Kabakamaza Katanga 8, Nima ina kuti ndi investe kuti Katanga ya kuchitika mu dziko lotani, kuti dziko li mbiri yake ndi yotani, kuti mphamvu zeni zili manja mwandani. So while the president has been from the north, from the southern, the president has been from the central region, that's formal power. The real power, the substantive power has been with people from the north. I mean, any university professor, professor of history, professor of political science, he should argue with me on this. Abwele abange argue. Mwauze uti Kamangila kunena kuti substantive power, real power in Malawi for the past more than 50 years has been with people from the north. So ziko jegamana ziko lila onongega. It's the people that have had real power. You are the people to change. So parliament has been dominated by people from the north. Because secretariat and whom I andale I knew how we banga play. But the party in a minimum meaning when you parliament to Katangalo, Pamina Majika, and Mina Masoneza, Zigo Malawi, the secretariat of parliament. I in a few naja, I in a nani, my council, Mina Macau, Jamalangizan, my Chanjani, my party Medalana again. Kwa school suri na menya bino chantununi na kuti sikuti sokuti ungankhala nawo pansi kuyankha nawo chizungu ngankhulija chomveka ngakhala from the north sayankhula chizungu ngakhala from the central region ngakhala kujeni ali sayankhula chizungu chomveka bino koma they have a lot of power. Parliament jama banga manage half of the power is with the secretariat, and people from the north has been dominating parliament. Muyangane ma speaker, how many people from the north have been my leader of parliament? Real power within the legislative arm of government has been from people from the north. Wakwitu, mbwenu. I want professors in Malawi to be discussing real issues. Let's go to judiciary. Do I say anything about the judiciary, or is self-explanatory? Judiciary chandika mbendi tamba sule judiciary. Ngani iru ndiya Jomo. By the way, msaone muona kodi uyu ngani ndiya Jomo. Ndukamba za lack of rule of law. Ndeni kufuna ndionese kuti rule of law ijawaile pesa ni ndani. Fa mungu onena kuti enake okondama amakamba pakakhala kuti Jomo jawabanga zake. Kapena kuti munthu waku southern waku central region. Some people will talk about it because ndakujani kodi ndaku central region. Ena akamba zimene fanda ndakujani ndaku northern region. Ndakupusa kumeneko ndikamena kuti anthu opusa. Ndikamena kuti you're stupid. That's the thing. Let's go. Parliament, executive. The real power has been with people from the north. Atumbuka. Ambwenu. Wakwitu. If I'm madinena kuti ndifeme. If I southern region, madinena kuti ndifeme. Vajewa. Ama unena ndini vajewa. Vajewa vimenezo. Ndifie ni vajewa. Tieni tizi yankulana joncho. Real power. Formal power versus substantive power. Imene my professors amanena kuti informal power. Ine ndukamba za substantive power. Tikapita ku judiciary, my judge, majority have been from the northern region. The lawyers have been from the northern region. My law firm from the northern region. Ndipo mpano pamene anthu ayamba kumene kumapanga kuti chani? Kumaona kuti zikamanda wakusento naye ampasa ujaji. Chikopa atasokhaso aminuka ampasa CJ. Wina wake sopompano chikopa ujata sokha mbava chikopa ujata sokhaso CJ. Munthu onena kuti sijani so waku north. And all that. But throughout the judiciary has been managed by the power in the judiciary, in the legal profession, even in the legal practice. The power has been with people from the northern region. Kukamba wangu mada antu northern region in Danzero. So the conditions were made possible from people from the northern region to excel. That's it. Nothing else. And zoma noti antu northern region Danzero. Ntunduina ulwose ndu Anzeru. Ntunduina soma kanda antu Anzeru. Every region inda antu Anzeru kwambiri, inda antu opanda Anzeru, inda antu Anzeru pang'ono, inda antu Anzeru zokogera. Gaolina lilose abadziwa Malawi lija. Zoma nina ine natesa izimene nane napo kuti zoma nina kuti anthu aku northern region Danzero zopusa zimene zozo. It's a form of misinformation that was inculcated and takula nazo. And ine nazibanga proof is from my own class in secondary school. When I studied what was going on, when I looked at what we're doing, the conditions of people from the north academically has been made better. But also just the aspect kuti muntu mwana akabadwa mucha ndikumuza ona ndi Anzeru, they try to start living up to that. And so people from the north have grown up, or they grow up believing kuti ndi Anzeru. Koma sama isesa kuti aphunzire kuti apite ku Blantyre. Makolo mauza akuhawe aja au mauza na kuti mulimbikire school kuti mukafike ku Blantyre so that you should go to Blantyre. Manyumba tambirimbira amene ali mulilongwe, amene ali Blantyre anamanga ndi from the north. Why don't you see? You know, and anthu aku northern region akamana not ineyo and aku northern region amene and anthu Anzeru koma I question their intelligence and their wisdom. And aku northern. Now let me be the journalistic in analyzing intelligence. Manyumba amene amangidwa ku Lilongwe, manyumba amene ambiri amene amangidwa ku Blantyre, amene amanga ndi anthu aku northern region. Like for real. I'd say no to regionalism. Exactly, but you should say no to the regionalism after understanding what regionalism is and how regionalism works in Malawi. You can't say no to something that you don't understand. You need to know how ujipanga package into uji menezima khalira bala. Ukapita ndi bala kuchipatala. Loti la khala 1 week 2 weeks isana mangide treat. So mango pita bala jerika bala amango tsapo mankhwala kina kukumanga bandage. Kapena ngomanga bandage loyera. Ama kutula kaya ama chosapo chani chikopa chichi and process imene imapweteka ndizimene ndikupanga to apa ndikufuna ndikutamba student kuti kodi journalism ndi chani, kodi tikamanena kuti tribalism ndi chani kumala ndipo imapanga bwanji practice imayenda bwanji. Kupanda chitukuko chaku northern region, apart from Anthu central region and the southern region, playing a role. Anthu northern region, they are the biggest culprit. They are the main reason that have depleted resources from the northern region. Anthu northern region, you farmer tenga my resources also kabanga invest kujani northern central region, especially southern region. When you are doing that, you are creating opportunities kujani southern region kuja. Then you are depleting. So, and I mean, hi, the bank is out, Jenny. Federal government, system of government. And what I mean, we don't, Malawi is too small for federalism. Anyone that is stands, tells you, Malawi, Jawiti, and they say, we know, Tigawigani, the federalism. There are people that don't think. They don't know I'm a Ganisa Pamamba Mwamba. They don't go deep. They don't understand the problem in Malawi. You know? I look at politicians. There are a lot of politicians that are politicians, but they don't understand politics. Most of those people, and most of the people that advise my president, what are you advising? You have no substance in you. Substance you advise the president. My advisor president, even on spirituality, my religious affairs. Ama la liga moteri ama kuwa akamana liga o ama yankula zotelezi ama bebesa ama segesa Anthu mundu kungoka uda ama segesa Anthu basi pola liga amene ndikusa like zikula tuje timaganiza muno bwino just because mundu akamana liga ama segesa Anthu ama soma jokes bwino basi amene yakai o langiza advisor wa president pazama bemphero pazaji bembezo, sorry, the translation is pazaji bembezo. Just because someone makes good jokes, just because someone makes fun of people, just because someone makes fun of women. There are a lot of pastors that are popular in Malawi that makes fun of women. That actually reinforces patriarchy. You know, a lot of them. Anyway, I'm talking about substantive power versus formal power. The fact that the president doesn't mean that the region has good power. Now, Judiciary. Now, let's talk generally. Media, for years, my editors, my media houses, it's people from the north that have dominated media. So even media has been controlled for years by people from the northern region. Now, let's go to sports. Who have dominated in sports in Malawi? In football, in netball, in sports generally. People from the north have dominated sports. So the most lucrative business in the world, when you excel, that is, sports, has been dominated by people from the north. Media controlled by people from the north. Let's go to research. Who have dominated research in Malawi? I mean, damage control. It has been dominated by people from the north. Running affairs of my university. I mean, I'm manage my university for years. I mean, I'm dominating managing my university and people from the north. Then no. They control the system. You are Jana power. People from the north for years. It is just since Bingu jamino jayo Mungu azimu dalisa. Zimu wage Mungu azure. Fa Bingu anaona system ja chair sama ziwa zimezu kujitika chair. Anangu kaungu jenjila pamwamba kuma chair. Bagini muuzi anayi watu tuo limene Anthu. So bagini muuzi ama propeda, right? Dr. Bagini muuzi ama propeda kuti anani fana wapa town. Bagini muuzi wozi anani mungu gona kuma pamamba amaonika uchenjira. As a president, Panoba, he grew up and he became a father and responsible. When I engage him, I see the father in him. I see and you can't take anything away from him. And of course, even as a president, Bagiri Muza and what can't I also do Muntu? If I again, and now the name Zonyonga zite. Bagiri Muzi in the president Oyamba Kumana Tessa Zagudi Anthu as he paid a good bomb as Zipamuntu on our behalf. Bagiri Muza no, not on my watch. And I will love him for that. And he knows. He knows. My point is, Pamakan Henagamaza Onega Ojenjira. President Ojenjira Oyamba Kumana anali Bingu Amtalika. You know, Bingu Janali on a system with Jandu Kambaza and how many Nabibano quota system. Quota system system was necessary, guy. If the quota system was not necessary, then no, you can't talk about the affirmative action. You can't talk about feminism. You can't talk about feminism if the quota system was wrong. Hello, if quota system was wrong, you can't talk about the in my African countries or my developing countries, Muzabanga support. You can't talk about the making the condition better for these weak ones. Because that's all quota system was about. So, Mabaka selectiveness, Mugamagamba analyzing Fantwena, and Hodi Mulibe, the heart of justice. And okay, don't say if we're not kind of in Zim, Chachirungamo, we should be driven by the desire for justice. Everyone, each one of us, moved by justice. Now, let me proceed on real power, substantive power. Even in research, universities dominated by people from the north. Now, Ndagamba many was real power versus substantive power. And substantive power, let's go back to the issue now. Ndugamba za rule of law. Kuti zimene wabanga Jomo ma amenya amayaja. Ndizinthu zimene zili zokuti zikuonesa kuti dziko lathu lafika potani pa nkhani yosata malamulo ndi kusasata malamulo. The fact kuti Jomo anawina ukhansala, the fact kuti Jomo anakhala mayor, anakhala deputy mayor banongo zasankhidwa mayor, zikuonesa za mtundu wathu, society yathu mene yakhalira kusanduka kuti silemekeza malamulo tibe nawo ntchito. The fact kuti Ayuba James ndi MP ku parliament kuja izikuonesa kuti ife ndi anthu osasata malamulo, chifukwa ngati akuyankha malamulo ku Malawi Law Society, milandu ku Malawi Law Society yoti anaba ndalama za client, and milanduyo ndiyo khazikika ndipo pali umboni mwina umboni mutha kuukana kuti mwina ukayikisa koma umboni ulipo wandi, ndipo institution ngati Malawi Law Society napanga sindi kuti uyuyu achoke timuchose iyo chanu kangotenga injunction. With the injunction akayima kugula anthu asankha kukhala the fact kuti gift na nkhuni akumazitsa pano kuti impi gift na nkhuni the fact kuti achina Norman Tisale aja anawina u MP akuyankha milandu ya serious yobera Malawi 5 billion munthu akuyankha milandu yoti anabera Malawi, then munthu amene mukumusankha su parliament within the same period, and then it's a revelation of a society that has no regard to rule of law. We don't care about rule of law. Section 12 doesn't matter to us. The constitution doesn't matter. And then, democracy. What the hell? Which democracy are you talking about? People democracy. If you don't have rule of law, malamulo, simungakambeza democracy ka. For democracy, mabanga weki when there's rule of law, when anthu akabezeka kuti alakwa, ulakalakwa, agwirwe nditu ayankhe milandu yawo mwachilungamo ndipo mpaka na kumapito kwake nkhani ioneke. If you don't have that, you can talk about democracy. Jomo samayenera kukhala close to any public office chifukwa chani. Jomo ani milandu yosatha yambirimbiri, koma mulandu waukulu ndi wa Robert Chasoa. Jomo so muno uja anakhuzidwa ndi nkhani ya Robert Chasoa, kupha kwa mwana wa skulu wapa university imene imachedwa polytechnic at that time. Ndipo ine nthawi imeneyo ndinali ndikupanga observe. I was old enough to see what was going on. I was in college, I think ndaiwala kuti ndi chaka chani kandi 2012 kandi 2011 komano nthawi imeneyo I was very active. In fact anthu amene ndinaphunzira nawo ku Chansa College, they will tell you ndinkalemba a paper. I used to write my own paper. I called it Alexious. I used to analyze the politics. Nthawi imeneyo bingo akuyaka moto in a bad way. Akuphwanya malamulo bingu ja akufinya anthu akumanena paja nthawi imene ankana kuti mukalowa kuuna ndikupeza nikuna konko ndipeperako usi I will smoke you out. Nthawi imene jayo nthawi imene anazachokera ku Australia for instance ndikuwayika ma journalist pakati pa azimayi ochemerera akashoti aja ndikuyima akashoti aja anakukalamba kale faka shoti ndimamuona kuti 10 years ago he was already old. Dickson Kashoti, he was already old. Anayima beba Dickson, fusa. It was an okay question. Koma anampanga intimidate Kashoti uja. Anthu achipani. For anthu achipani watu akhala kusokoniza dziko for a long time, and we allow them. What am I driving at? Jomo. Zina lake neni ndi Isaac Osman. Koma zina Isaac Osman jakuti mulifufuze mupeza kuti so analipeka limene jalo. Because how is Jomo an Osman? And how is he an Osman? We need to find out. Eh? But beside that, iyo jama chuka ndizina uti ntopa 1. Ama chuka ndizina uti Jomo mina. La kumpira limeneli. Kumpira ama chuka ndimenelo. Kena ama chuka ndizina zina ndi Isaac Osman. People that have studied the criminals, mafias are like that. They use different names for different places. And if you go by social media, by Google, kubanga Google go to Osman, kubanga Google to Isaac Osman, murder, he will appear. By Google baja, abanga appear. Zina gelibwera zanto pa wani zija, chanjanjanjani, kani aja so, aloba aja so. Mugabira yo kaiba Jomo mina, murder. The story will not come out. So criminals do that. They transform. So they hide in our plain sight. They hide in plain sight. So what am I driving at? Pale anthu ena ake opanda nzeru, anthu amene ake opanda nzeru, anthu amene saganiza, amene akunena kuti zigawenga sumaziziwa ino. Anthu okubanda anthu opsha. Ana masikina amene wawa avulaza anthu. Ana masikina amene wawa chanjanjanjani. Iwe Kamangila ukubakira zigawenga. Nyanya ama menyina menyedo kumene. Jomo sumu kumenya bwa. Jomo wabanga makai manga. Jomo nthawi ya atawa MCP aja amamanga mwankhaza. Kuma zipanani zina zimene amamangira. So my issue, I blamed MCP kumanga Jomo mwankhaza kumanga ichi kuma zifuwa zimene amamangira Jomo. It was real. But my issues ain't many milandu many Jomo jana panga ana palamula. Why are those cases nowhere to be seen? Kwani Jomo uja? If mob justice is the right way, Jomo uja wina kupanga face mob justice guy. Are you getting the argument here? Mukumvetsa mfundo imene ndikupereka ino Malawi osaganiza anu. Tazukani. Chimene kunena nchonena kuti if mob justice was justice at all, Jomo uja amene akhala pedwa panopa. Chifukwa Jomo uja akukhuzidwa ndi milandu yambirimbiri. Ina yoma chita kuona kuti Jomo tu iyi. Kufa kumenya zimayi uja. Olapeza kuti zimayi undu kuti anaba kapena anapanga dizina zake. Ndi mulandu ka. That's assault. That's assault. Where is Women Lawyers Association? Malawi Law Society, where are you? Davis Njov, what do you upanga jani? Why are you president of Malawi Law Society? Davis Njov, I want Davis Njov to tell the country, good you. The president of Malawi Law Society, what does upanga jani? What is he doing? Malawi Human Rights Commission, Muguyesesan Mbalianu, where are you on Jomo Sono, Kumenya Zimai, but generally on rule of law? Because you can't talk about human rights when there's no rule of law. You're playing. You're playing a lot. If you want to talk about human rights, you should first of all look at the rule of law. You are well educated on human rights. You understand what I'm talking about. Ajina Teresa, Commissioner Teresa, you know what I'm talking about. Even Osman Habiba, you know what I'm talking about. You listen to Osman. Ajina Habiba, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Uti, you need to look into what my Human Rights Commission does most of the times. Imabanga deal with my symptoms. But the governance is very, very important. Yeah? So that's why you have a whole department. Yeah, political, civil and political rights. Yeah, Ajina Chisi, Mr. Chisi, Peter Chisi. You need to look at situations where you prevent the government from taking actions, from allowing situations where maramuno naziphwanyido, amene naziphwanyira maufulu a anthu osiyanasiyana. So real power versus substantive power. Real advocacy versus formal advocacy versus substantive advocacy for human rights. You know, zongo za cosmetic iziti nakaleka. Malawi police, Jomo has to be arrested today. Yesterday, Jomo Jaru Sakaso mayor. You know, that's what I'm gambling about. Jomo Sakaso mayor, because you can't have a mayor who is beating up women, who is beating out anyone, even men. You can't have that. Jomo kwake kwata. In terms of being a mayor, zina zomina muta makurugilana anduka, muta majo silana milandu, koma will make sure that Jomo cannot be a mayor, not Blantyre City. Kulilongo muta makandi awandani awa, amu awa, amangooneka munthu wolezera like Malawi eti. And there's a umbono ukwanena kuti Gangara anachita kumuyikapo munthu kuchita kuopseza anthu amene amapita kukapanga zisankho za zimene zijazo. Iwe usabwere ndikuwombera, iwe ndikuphaine. Ena kwa pasandalama musayimire kuti pakhale amene alipo ngati sindikumuzi waso zina lake. Koma ndujana abwezedwa ku stadium. Munthu ane alisangazi yankhulire. Muganiza kuti amapanga campaign bwanja among the councillors. Even and he's actually from constituency ya Gangara here, so like the level of corruption in Malawi, it's unedited, suma kasu kuzambaisa umbava mema jile umasuka kuzambaita. So anyway, the bottom line is Jomo uja hadi wesunga kwa nisentopa, let Jomo fix it. They oppressed oppressors, and hodi akujele da masuba mudu ndipo ti anthu nena kuti tikuzuzidwa sitikuzuzidwa tikuzuzidwa nimetika Jomo watu yo titenezeni Jomo ine Jomo sanganuzi za mu street Jomo sangana mu street aja sanganuzi akafusa ana mina mu street the last 10 years aku Blantyre mina akulilongwe nimakubana nawo pang'ono koma ana mu street am Blantyre simungandiuze a Jomo iniyo za ana mina jawa mumanama kuti ni masamalana anake masamalana ine ni masamalana asigogo 1150. My journalists, can you find out the 150 journalists, either people that Jomo has been taking care of? That's what these criminals do. They pretend to take care. Bushiri, Shepherd Bushiri is another criminal, lawless criminal. Mukumungo munola Malawi. Osamanga, apolisi osamanga, and this milandu chonchi.
Zachitika kuti. Zachitika nthawi zanji. Kodi nanga amene wapanga ndani. Musakhale nawo gulu lovutika ndi mphekesera ayi. Tapangani subscribe ku Malawi Daily Headlines lero kuti zochitika mdziko mwanu momwe zisamakuponyeni.